Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Thursday, October 1st. Big down day in the market. We were down 200 points here on the Dow. Largest drop we've seen in, I believe, 4 months, with a pretty big sell-off going into the close, about 70 points as they, ran the stops. You saw CNBC parading all the bears on all the economic headlines that, even though the data was somewhat positive, of course, the headlines were spun extremely negative. No real surprise given the fantastic move we saw in the market in September. Some downside is to be expected. We're looking at the 15-minute chart here. That golden cross that we had a couple of days ago really didn't give much of an upside. It did drop as it usually does after the cross, and we did see a big snapback, but really not much of a gain off that golden cross. I believe that's only the second time that has failed to work for a 100+ point gain in the last year. So, I mean, it's still got a pretty good track record, but, news flow trumped the chart yet again. Here you can see we flipped into a bullish falling wedge, but into the close we broke down below that. We are oversold on the 15-minute chart, but just like things can continue to remain overbought, they can also continue to remain oversold. If we flip over to the daily chart, you can see the area we're looking at for support tomorrow is this uptrend line dating back to the July lows, and that also marks the 50-day moving average. So we're looking at 94.50 as support tomorrow. If we break that tomorrow, next support that we'd be looking at is the 9200 area, and that is the 38% Fibonacci retracement from the July lows to the recent September highs. And you remember before I've said the reason we like to look for the 38%, because in bull markets and in bull moves in stock, usually on retraces, the 38% retrace level is the level that sees the bounce. So let's see what happens there. RSI broke below 50. You can see on stochastics, we're here at that triple bottom. So if we do not see a bounce back tomorrow, we could be looking at some further downside here. Volume did pick up over the last couple of days, but volume still nothing near what we were seeing in the sell-off back in, or the sell-offs back in June, early or late May and late June. So, volume did start to pick up, but it's nowhere near panic levels, even though we are down 200+ points. One thing to note, let's take a look at the dollar. We did have that sell-off in the dollar yesterday, and a huge 5% pop in the price of oil. And if we look over at the oil chart, you can see nice big pop yesterday. Even though we had a decent enough bounce back in the dollar today, oil was actually able to end slightly up. So, like I mentioned in the chat room, even though the market was down pretty big today, we're going to continue to look at the dollar and oil interaction. If the oil continues to go or move higher, we're probably just looking at this market drop being a quick flush, and we're going to go back up. So we're going to continue to monitor both of those, and for now remain in our high cash stance. Again, we're looking at being 70% or so cash, as we have been for the last couple of days. But let's jump into some stock plays. Even though the market was down 200 points today, we had some very, very nice winners. We had ALN, that was a trading alert yesterday in the 45-cent area, hit 65% or 65 cents today. Almost a 50% mover in a day. Alert was sent out. Take gains, especially in a market like this, and then we can always look to rebuy this one on dips back under the 50-cent area. PTN was a very nice winner today on very big volume. We picked this stock up a couple of days ago on news that AstraZeneca had given them $5 million for research. The deal that they have with AstraZeneca actually is worth potentially $140 million plus to them over the coming years. So the volume spike today, and given how crooked the market has become lately, there's probably news coming on the stock. We've got a major breakout looming here at 45 cents. If we actually pull out and look at a 3-year chart, you can see here the 46, 47 cent area is a major breakout for this stock, with really no resistance above till the $1 area. So if we get follow through tomorrow in a breakout, we could be looking at a potentially monster move here, similar to what we saw in CVN over the last month, where it ran from 45 cents to $2. So let's see how this one acts tomorrow. Looks like we should see a nice little gap on this one. had very nice closing action today, and after hour it's down a little, but that's probably more a reaction to people coming home from work, looking at the market being down 200 and going, oh crap, and selling. Uh, our other play that we've been in for a few days now, and we added again to positions, is SLTC, cash rich tech stock, $20 million in cash, $19 million market cap. We've got a very nice symmetrical triangle here. Breakout is 40 cents, and we're looking for a move to the 55 to 58 cents area here. This is a stock that's been pretty based here over the last several months and really hasn't participated like we've seen the other cash rich stocks. So this one is due, and again we've got the cash balance and the fact that this one hasn't really run big over the last few weeks, offering pretty strong support for this stock here right now. We've got RSI breaking up through 50. All the other indicators are nicely oversold, and as you can see, stochastics are bouncing up off 20, and the last time we saw this was before a 50% move back in June. VTRO, this is NEVA, our play that we got a monster win out of before. This stock was up pretty nicely today on decent volume, and given that the market was down so much, the fact that this stock was able to do what it did is a very positive and very bullish sign. We're holding the 20-day exponential moving average very, very good. The kind of buying that we saw come in here today sort of was similar to what we saw back in early September before this stock went boom. So let's see if that holds true again. We've seen volume pick up. ADX remains very, very strong. So we could be looking at another big move in this stock in the near term. Last but not least, BNX. We had a big pop on this one yesterday, 33 cents, but again, the market didn't help the play much. This one, it's a company that's trading at break even on an earnings basis that, for all intents and purposes, trading at 30 cents is really undervalued in my opinion. Very tiny market cap for its earnings, and one by one, these are going to keep going up, and target here, breakout is 35 cents. Target, just like it has been on all of these, is 45 to 50 cents. You can see big volume in this one over the last couple of weeks, and usually the volume precedes a big price move. So that's really it for the update on the plays. We've got the jobs report in the morning. I guess the expectations are for job losses of around 180,000, give or take a few thousand. So if we beat that number or come in pretty close, actually we probably need to beat that number for the market to bounce back. So let's see what happens there tomorrow and play it by ear. Again, we're still dancing at the party, but we've raised our cash stance significantly over the last few days, and we're in no hurry to jump into plays here. We're keeping them pretty small, and those put option insurance that we picked up on Monday actually up very nicely today, doing their job perfectly. And that's really it. We can't ask for anything more. We had a big down day in the market, and our plays yet again have been rocking. So that's it for the video tonight. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.